Alright, so this is how I made $600 today in 51 seconds. Keep that in mind. That is ridiculous. But no, people will go work for $600 for 30 hours. Blows my mind. Coming in today, I didn't really have a bias as I wasn't able to trade market open for a while. Besides, we had recently took out these all-time highs, and previously, when you take out all-time highs, you usually run for a few hundred points. See 100 before you see a retracement to any of these unmitigated gaps. Now sorry. I have to make this just called that. But yeah, so what I was saying was when we take out all-time highs, we usually price likes to run up more, few hundred points, and then we start tapping into these gaps and seeing up, gap, up, and just like that. But that is what is happening right now. Now on the 4 hour, same thing. Saw that we had tapped into these. Well, that was actually like during Asia. So yeah, same thing. Just chilling. Okay. Oh, sorry. I meant to go on the 1 hour. What is this? Sorry. Okay. Now again here, kind of just chilling. What did I see? Now this plays a big part. What are we looking at here? Gap. This was a bullish 1 hour FVG. 1 to 15, same thing. So on the 15-minute, we had this bullish FVG, tapped in it, saw a huge rejection candle, and we also formed the SMT here for the upside. Now on the 5-minute, we also had these that we kept tapping into. So how did I take this trade? So this trade was I marked out the EQ of this range. What was I looking for off of this range? Off of this range, I was essentially going to look for tap back in and then move up. Okay, now hold on, I gotta skip so you can actually see it. So yeah, this is where I drove. Unfortunately, this trade I did not take. I did not get an entry, as at right here I placed a limit instead of a market, but I learned from that lesson, so get that. So yeah, as you can see, I now have this range marked. What am I looking for? Well, first as a start, I'm only looking to take profit here, as this is a bigger time frame bearish gap. As you can see, we're rejecting off, and I don't want to be going for a crazy play, especially as this trade was around 1, 2, or 2 p.m. What am I looking for? First, I'm looking for this retracement back in the EQ. Kind of edged it like 4 times. Alright, now we have, oh shoot, skipped to my entry. Anyways, now we had fully tapped back into EQ, also playing into this big 1-minute fair value gap, bullish. Now what? Well, now we have this bearish gap, but this gap is pretty insignificant, as I wanted to see a gap like this form so I could take the trade. Although it's better if it's one leg. We got this inversion here, so now I'm entering around a 0.9 RR. I do not remember at all how many contracts I did. Sorry, not a limit. What am I doing? I don't remember at all, so bear with me if this isn't exact. Alright, yeah, so this is actually pretty accurate. Now, unfortunately, I did mean to enter with 500. I don't know what happened. I entered with 12, but for some reason, it didn't, I don't know what happened, but whatever happened, it didn't get me what I thought I was risking, and that happens. That is alright. Why was my stop loss here and here? To be honest, I wanted it here, but I didn't do it because this would have been like a negative, 1 to 3 RR, like a 0.3 RR, and I'm not about that. So I just put in the swing low. This is kind of like a scalp, to be honest, only targeting 15 points. Now I got my entry here, and watch. This trade was 51 seconds, by the way. Order filled. 1 candle. Shout out to NQ. 1 15-point candle. Gets the job done. I'm out. That's how I made $300 across 2 accounts, so $600 total in 51 seconds. Come on, bruh. That's what we do. Too easy. Alright, but good luck to anybody else who took a trade today. See you in the next one.